All right. What a beautiful day for football, man. It was a great crowd, sunshine, and a gritty, tough win. I'm so proud of our guys. It was hard fought. Everybody could see that. Everybody that watched it. Our team, I think, just slowly is improving a little bit each week, and I think when you win a game like that, after having some of the setbacks we have to start the season, and a tough loss a couple weeks ago at Tulane, just to continue to see our guys be able to win games like that and to tough it out and to get yards when we needed it, get stops when we needed it, just showing some maturity and leadership from within, and I'm really proud of them for that. So it was a great win. I think Casey Keeler's an outstanding coach. Temple's got a good football team, and they're going to get even better. They're doing a great job with that team, and so we're fortunate to win. Very very proud, very happy to win the football game, and to kind of just feel like we beat a good football team, and had to gut it out to do so.
Ken, start us off.
Coach, congratulations. Ken Kreitzer, Canvas Media. It seemed that your defense holding Temple to the 2 field goals was a key. And then, we talked a little bit with Andon Thomas in the third quarter, the 3rd and 5 play, holding Temple to actually getting a 1-yard loss at the Army 12, forcing a field goal attempt, which they made, but kept you in the lead. How did you feel the defense did in those red zone situations?
They've played really well in the red zone as of late. We struggled with that early in the year, but I think we've improved in that area, Ken, and I think we're playing better when the ball gets down there. And to hold those guys to the field goal was big, obviously, to hold that 1-point lead. I really felt like if they gained positive yards at all on that 3rd down play, they were likely going to go for it. So that was a big play. It was a big play to be able to keep them from their go number. I know they're a team that uses analytics as well, and so as it turns out, that's the last time they had the ball, which was amazing that we were able to hold it the rest of the football game. But thank goodness we didn't give it back to them.
And Coach, on offense, you get a length of the field drive. Cale Helms has 12-yard, 10-yard runs at a pitch. Jake Rendina has a 9-yard run. And you were able to get momentum again in the second half, coming out to retake the lead in the second half with the drive. You get the 26-yard pass to Parker Pulaski, and Cale Helms scores on a 3-yard run. How did you feel about how the offense did coming back out to take the lead?
Well, that was an important drive, obviously. We, right before half, had the 4th down play. We let their linebacker run right through the B gap, and we got a player assigned to that linebacker in that gap, and he just missed the assignment. And the guy shot the gap, and it was a tackle for loss. They went down, to their credit, kicked field goal, took the lead at halftime. And so to come out in the second half, take the opening drive, I think it was 14 plays, right down and score, that was big. And so we certainly needed it. It was the difference in the football game. I'm glad we didn't go down there and kick a field goal. It was hard to gain yards. We were talking about running the ball effectively, but I looked at the stats here just before I sat down, and we averaged less than 4 yards per rush. So it wasn't like we were getting big plays and big chunks. They were hard-fought yards.
And the last drive, what were the keys on making the 4th and 1 at the Temple 35 and the 3rd and 2 Jake Rendina converts so that you're able to hold on to the ball and till the very end? Any standouts on the offensive line that you saw?
I think the entire offensive line. It's the offensive line, it's the tight ends, the running backs. Everybody is just trying to move big bodies in a direction they don't want to go. That's hard to do. And the offensive line did that. We did it 4 times, 3 times out of the 4 in the second half. The one was the pass to Parker, and that was a really nice play, good play call by Coach Worley. But it's just being gritty and trying to get those hard yards, and we had to do that a few times.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
Sal?
Coach, I know one of your mottos is follow the plan, and when you have time of possession 37-23 today, I know Temple is a time of possession team. I know that last drive took up 10 minutes, but how it seems like the team followed the plan today. Is that what you see, or?
I don't know that time of possession. Mike Martz was the offensive coordinator at Arizona State, and I was a GA for him in 1991. And he told me the most overrated stat in football is time of possession. He said, it doesn't matter if you score 1 play or it takes you 21 plays, it all counts the same. Maybe that's true. But the way we play to keep the ball away from other teams and not allow them to possess the ball, I think helps us play complementary football. It's who we are. Now, we don't have anything in our plan where we say we want to win the time of possession battle. That's not something that we emphasize, but I think just the nature of the way we play, we're able to control the clock, control the game on offense by controlling the clock. So it certainly was key in that last drive. He said, holding that thing for the last 9 minutes and 53 seconds, it's hard to do.
Would you see this as a statement win or a signature win for you guys, or the way you guys did it, the way the fourth quarter played out, and the way you were able to run out the clock?
Oh, Sal, we don't have any statements to make. I mean, we're just trying to win a football game. Our guys just gutting it out and trying to be tough, and that's a well-coached team and a tough football team in Temple, and so felt very fortunate to win. As I said when I opened up, I think just the team's growing and the leadership within the locker room is showing up, and I'm just happy with the way that they're maturing and improving. And we still made a lot of mistakes, and maybe that's a positive in that we were able to find a way to win a really tough football game and made some errors, and we overcame it. As we continue, we're not going to be able to make those same mistakes and keep getting away with it. Play with fire when you do that. But that was just a good, tough win by our guys.
Seth?
Coach, congrats on the win. I got to the stadium thinking this guy Evan Simon, the quarterback, might have a really good game, and he threw for a lot of passes, had a lot of completions, but not a lot of deep plays. It seemed that you guys knew what you were doing going into the game. What was the strategy with him, and do you think it worked? Obviously it did.
Well, that's not their deal. They're not a big take a shot team, and they've hit some long passes, and they hit that post route before halftime right in front of our free safety. We're cover 3, and we work hard to try to keep the ball in front of us, not give up big plays. They hit the tight end down the middle in the third quarter. So they hit some chunk plays, but their deal is to, I really like what they do on offense. I think their offensive coordinator does a tremendous job. He was at Montana State, and they were super productive and really good on offense. And he's got a lot of experience with that offense that they ran, and he's implemented those pieces as well as some others that they've kind of meshed in really good quarterback run game. And what was most impressive about their offense, in my opinion, going into the game, is that they have 2 turnovers on the entire season. They fumbled it once, lost 1 fumble, and they threw 1 interception. The entire season. I'm envious of that. If we had that, our record would be a lot different. And so I give them credit. They play their brand of football, very complimentary football. I wasn't shocked that they didn't come out and throwing chunk plays on us. That's not their deal. But our defense they just found a way. They just found a way to keep it in front of them enough gave up some third downs, and they were doing a really good job with the sprint pass over there and throwing in the flat. They hit us on that 2 or 3 times when they needed it. But they didn't hit any big ones over the top and kept them out of the end zone. And the field goals don't add up as quickly.
No turnovers for Army today.
None again, which that's, that we've got to play that way. If we had a single turnover today, we might not have won a football game. 6 possessions for each team. That's I don't know. That's as low as I remember. Maybe since we played Air Force in 2017. I think we had 5 possessions and maybe 6 possessions, and one of them we were taking a knee at the end of the game for 2 plays. So that's they play the same way at ball control.
I said to Cal, it was like a chess match a little bit. Did you feel that?
It was. Paul Johnson always used to say, the best way to win a game is not to lose it. And so sometimes you just got to play and be smart. And I think Casey does that. He's a veteran coach. The guy's won national championships at 2 different schools. And he's got, in his first year at Temple, them on the cusp of a bowl game. So he knows what he's doing. And probably very similar philosophy to us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Seth.
Go, John.
Coach, we lost Generali there. Could you tell us a little bit about how he's doing? And second off, Bartosh comes in and you don't miss a beat and it just keeps going. So talk about that as well.
Well, first, Braden, he's a tough kid and a good football player. And I'm particularly proud of his improvement over the course of his career here. He's really gotten to be a much better football player as a sophomore. Just 2 years ago, we couldn't have put him in the ball game. He wasn't ready, but he could play and be a starter for us now. He's just those other guys are they've got more experience. They're a little bit better, but he did a really good job. And as for Generali, he's had, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 times in the last 5 weeks where he's gone out of a game with an injury, and he's just tough as hell, and he keeps coming back, and he'll come back from this one. He'll be fine. I'm not sure if he could have played by the end of the game, but I saw him in the locker room, and it's same old deal. He's hurting, but he'll come back around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to Zoom. Joe Iacano, go ahead.
Jeff Monken, congratulations on the win. First question, the last series there, Temple runs out of timeouts, and they're down by 1, and you guys can kill the clock if you don't score. There was a time, I think during the last timeout, it was right before the play. Kale had a shot at the end zone if he wanted it, but he smartly went down at like the 3, and then he went down on the next play before he scored. Did you guys, and I know Kel told me that you guys practiced that. Were y'all talking about it in the huddle before the play? What was kind of the situation there? Did you have a feeling Temple was going to try and let them score, quote unquote?
Well, once we got to a certain point, we weren't going to score. And we had an opportunity to run the clock out. We were going to make them use all their timeouts. And if we had to make them use all their timeouts, and we make them use all their timeouts, and if there's still enough time for them to get the ball back, obviously we'd kick a field goal, go up by 4, and try to go stop them. But once we had them, once they used all their timeouts and they had none left, their only pathway to victory was for us to score a touchdown. And so we understand that. And we're talking to the whole group, and I made an error. I told them, hey, you get inside the 5, hook slide, and go down. Well, the first down marker was at the 3, and so it should have been a first down, go down once you get the first down, and inside the 3. So the next snap, obviously, he went down inside the 3-yard line, and I think likely there they were going to let him score, and wisely. If they had let him score, then we go up by 8. We got to kick it off. They got a chance to go down and score and tie the game up. So that's the right play. It's not a hard play to make if you're a smart football player and you care about winning. And that's all that matters, not your stats or getting in the end zone one more time. And, you know, Cale did his job just like he was told to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. Although I've seen a lot of other players mess that up. So,
Yeah.
so last question for you. You know, you talked about the team's improvement, and I know obviously there's a lot of things you guys can still work on, but you know, definitely getting better every week, as you mentioned. You know, a few short weeks ago, you guys were 1-3, and things were looking a little hairy. Now you're one game away from bowl eligibility. You know, I know you talked a lot about the team from 2 years ago that started 2-6 and finished 6-6 and beat Navy, won the CIC. You know, do you see some similarities in the way this team fights and maybe their mindset and mental toughness a little bit?
It's hard to compare teams. It's hard to compare players and leaders. Each team is different. They're like my 3 kids. All 3 of my kids are different. You know, they you sometimes have to parent them differently. They have different personalities, and each team is like that. So this team's taken on its own personality, and like I said, I think they're really starting to grow. The leadership is really beginning to show up in our locker room, and so I'm encouraged. But you know, we just want to stay disciplined to the process of trying to get better and improving each week. That's where results come from. Not the fact that yes, with another win we could be bowl eligible, or other games out there where, you know, things are quote unquote on the line. I just want us to play the best we can, and results come from that. And so just being disciplined to those things. And I've got to do a better job. And our staff has to do a better job. You know, we made some mental errors. The first touchdown, the touchdown that they scored on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down, we had an assignment error, or we had eyes where they weren't supposed to be. You know, they threw the ball out in the flat. We shouldn't have our eyes in the backfield. We let the guy cross our face, and then we're running out there to tackle him at the 2. On the 3rd down play, we come off the edge, unblocked. We're responsible for the quarterback. We don't take the quarterback. And he gets out there and, you know, tries to throw a pass. And anyway, it goes to 4th down, and we once again, you know, a guy flashes across our face, our eyes in the backfield. We should grab that guy and cover him. And you know, it's the responsibility of the coaches to make sure that our guys don't make those mistakes. The 4th down play at the end of the first half, you know, it's our responsibility to block the B gap run through. We've got a guy assigned to it. He didn't put his eyes there. That's where his eyes are supposed to go first. It's the responsibility of us as coaches to make sure that they don't miss those assignments. So we got work to do as a staff. We got work to do as a team, and that's what we're going to focus on, is trying to get better.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes.
To finish up, Ken McMillan, go ahead.
Hey Jeff, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Ken. Hey, you called our run game, inside run game, ugly. I mean, I thought that was a thing of beauty.
Well,
Bloody knuckles and, you know, spit flying everywhere and mouthpieces coming out, and that's a thing of beauty at Army.
all right, we know where you fall on this. So, Jeff, talk about Jake Rendina as a person, as a player, and his path this year, because obviously it was tough. I know he got banged up early, he had to bounce back, but just talk about his progress and, you know, where he's at.
I really like Jake Rendina. I mean, he's a very likable guy. You know, his teammates love him. He's a running back that if you came to our lift tomorrow and went in the weight room, he would be down at the far east end of the weight room with the offensive lineman. That's who he lifts with. His strength numbers. He doesn't lift with the other skill guys. He's got to lift the lineman, because that's the amount of weight he's putting on the bar when he's benching or squatting and doing all that. So he's kind of a player's player. You know, everybody likes him because he's tough and physical, and you know, today we really called on him to be a ball carrier, and he's a good ball carrier. But after the game, I think it was Tony asked me about the carries that he had, and I said he probably had more carries today than he's had the whole season, and I think that turned out to be true. But he did a good job. He got some really tough yards, and when he got hit, kept moving the pile and pushing people forward, and a really powerful kid. And he did a really good job on the follow plays where Caleb was carrying the football, and that's really been what he's been best at. But I was proud to see him get in there and get those tough yards. He's just a powerful, strong player, and it's great to see him, do something other than just put his face on somebody and block them. He was able to do that with the football.
Speaking of the ugly yards, Temple was allowing 162 per game. They gave up 50% more today. 224 yards by you guys. Some games are more difficult than others. Was there something special about your run game today and your block play today that maybe the stats are the same, but there was something different or unique about the way you did it today?
No, I don't know. I mean, we averaged over 300 yards a game last year, so that would be well below our average from a year ago. Every one of those yards was tough today. Temple's good. They're very well coached, and their guys were beating blocks and sliding off of blocks, and they made some good plays on the perimeter, so every yard we got was tough. I'm not sure what our longest play was, but we just didn't have any that we really just ripped out of there for a long run or anything like that. So it was credit to Temple, and it's something that we're going to face other teams that are going to defend us well and got really good players. Probably every game we play, it's like that. So hopefully we'll find a way to push them out of the way and get a little bit more production in the run game, because it's hard when to win a football game that way every single time, and so we know we're gonna have to get better.
And lastly, can you just talk about the success of November? I think it's 8-1 the last 3 years.
I don't know. I guess you'd rather be lucky than good.
Thanks, everybody.